chapter 5. 1 John chapter 5. I'll read verses 1 through 5. Appreciate Elder Young having confidence in me. Amen. Amen. If you're going to make it to heaven, it's going to be a fight. You're not going to get there by accident. You're not going to get there by who you know, what you know. And you're going to have to stay in love with Jesus Christ. This race is not given to the swift. It's not given to the strong. But this race, if you're going to win, is given to the one that endured to the end. It's good to see Sister Young up there. I see her. Praise the Lord, Sister Young. Amen. 1 John chapter 5. I'm going to start reading at verse 1. Whosoever believeth that Jesus is the Christ is born of God. And everyone that loveth him that begot loveth him also that is begotten of him. But this we know, that if we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandment. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. For whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcometh the world, but he that believeth that Jesus is the Son of God? For whatsoever, verse 4, whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Who is he? Who is he that overcometh the world? But he that believeth that Jesus is the Son of God. Elder, will you pray? Church, let's join in and pray with the pastor.
Oh, yes, God, we love you tonight. Thank you, Lord, for the man of God that's going to preach to us. Wonderful people. God, I pray that you would anoint this congregation that we can hear and receive tonight. God, anoint your man, give his body strength, give his mind understanding. Loose his tongue, God, that he can speak freely the oracles of God tonight. In the wonderful name of Jesus. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Let's everybody clap our hands unto the Lord. Hallelujah. You may be seated. The victories you won wasn't won because of your abilities. Wasn't won because of your smarts. The victories that we have won wasn't because of who we are. The victories you won is not because of your talent, not because of my talent, or who we know. But every victory that you have won, that we have won, and we can name them one by one, probably we can't. We'll live for God any time of our life. We cannot remember all the victories that have been won. But every victory that you have won is because you have had faith in God. Amen. Because you believe that whatsoever is born of God. Thank God, I'm born of God. Praise God. You believe that whatsoever is born of God overcoming. Hallelujah. We got the Holy Ghost inside of us. We are overcomers. Praise God. Hallelujah. I didn't say that we're going to make mistakes of failure. But the Bible says, whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world. And this is Watch the Holy Ghost. This is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. That's why hell like to work on our faith. Oh yes, amen. All the elders talking about those that need prayer. Amen. The devil would like to take the faith out of the saints of God's heart. But I want to preach about keeping the faith. I want to preach about, hey, amen, the devil can take everything else, but don't let him take your faith. Because if he take your faith, he got your joy. If he take your faith, he got your peace. If he take your faith, he got your happiness. If he take your faith, he's going to get you out of the trap. Hallelujah. You might as well clap your hands unto the Lord. Hallelujah. I'm going to have church tonight. Oh, yes, I'm going to have church tonight. Oh, my Holy Ghost, come on in, Jesus. Hallelujah. We've got the presence of God in this place already. Hallelujah. God is not finished with none of us yet. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Clap your hands, everybody. I tell them there in Grand Canyon, Missouri, amen, I can't preach by myself. But I need the congregation to preach with the preacher. There need to be a confirmation in the Holy Ghost. Hallelujah. When it's coming across the pulpit, amen, it's resonating with you. Praise God. You may not need it today, but one day you will. I said one day you will. One day you will need it. Contrary to some ideological belief, God's commandments are not great. God's commandment is not dangerous. God's commandments is not risky, unreliable, or uncertain. God's commandments are perfect. It's not hard, young people, to live for God. Oh, hallelujah. It's not hard to live for God. I don't care who's falling by the wayside. It's not hard, young person, to live for God. If you're the only one standing, it's not hard living for God. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, praise God. God's commandments are perfect and righteous. God's commandments are clean. God's commandment is reliable. God's commandment is certain. You can trust God's commandments. If he said it, it's going to happen. I said if he said it, it will happen. You can lean and depend on God's commandments. It's not a hard thing to live for God. His commandments are your protection. His commandments are your shield of faith. His commandments are safety in his arms. Oh, my Lord. Oh, I'm going to get there. Hallelujah. I don't want you to buckle your seats. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. And oh, hallelujah. Let me just go home. His commandment is a shelter from the storm. His commandments is rain. I mean, it'll shelter you from the rain, shelter you from the storm, shelter you from the evil one. Living with God is heaven on earth. That's what I said. Living with God is heaven on earth. Living with God is heaven on earth. But what about the trial? It's still heaven on earth. If it had not been for the Lord on my side, tell me where would I be? He kept my enemies away. He let the sun shine through the cloudy day. Thank God, thank God, thank God for my faith. Living for God is heaven on earth. Living for God is the oasis. Living for God is the refuge, the haven, the sanctuary. Welcome to the sanctuary. Aren't you glad to be in the sanctuary? Hallelujah. Living for God is the goal at the end of the rainbow. I could preach tonight on this subject, a two-letter word, and that is if. Simply if. Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Simple word, if. Amen. You want victory tonight. You want God to heal your body. Amen. Fighting with things in your life. How he's going to do it? Devil trying to shake your face. Faith. Hold on to your faith. Amen. If. The key to your victory. Now faith. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1. Now faith is the substance. Now faith is solid. Now faith is the core, the meat. Faith is the driving force of things hoped for. And faith is the evidence. Faith is proof. Faith is the facts. Oh, it's going to rain, but I don't see a cloud in the sky. But it's going to rain. Faith is the proof, the fact, the data. Amen. Faith is the verification of things not seen. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 2. For by what? By faith the elders attained a good report. Hebrews chapter 11 verse 39 through 40. And these all having obtained a good report. Amen. Through faith received not the promise. They had a good report through faith, but not unbelief. Verse 40, God having provided some better things for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. Come on, church. Do you realize what you have in your hands? I said, do you really realize what you have in your hands? Amen. If this wasn't here, the Old Testament could not be what it is today. But because of this church, because of the New Testament, because of this new generation, I'm telling you, it made the Old Testament come alive. I said it made the Old Testament come alive. Hallelujah. And thank God for the church. You can rest assured it is possible. You can rest assured it is possible that a person that would never sell out to the will of God will, amen, when we insert the word if as a possibility of failure. A person would never sell out to God. A saint will never be faithful and committed to God when they insert the word if as a probability of failure. More than likely, they won't succeed. Always moaning and groaning. Always got a sad story. Oh, I feel the Holy Ghost. Always, amen, when the church want to go right, they want to go left. When the church want to go right or left, they want to go right. Amen, always trying to figure it out. Always trying to understand where the preacher's coming from. Always down this and said, I don't understand. Amen, don't you know that when you got the Holy Ghost, you didn't understand the Holy Ghost? Hallelujah. I said, none of us understood the Holy Ghost, but we had faith in God. And we knew, amen, that the Holy Ghost was the best thing that would ever happen. Hallelujah, we didn't understand it. Hallelujah. Oh, God have mercy. Do you think if you started this in the spirit, you're going to finish it in the flesh? Paul said, no way. That'll never happen. You're going to have to end this race in the spirit. Hallelujah. Come on, clap your hands, everybody. I'm preaching about a simple word if. This word has got, this two-letter word has got apostolics in more trouble in their walk with God. Oh, yes, it has. It has gotten us in so much trouble. If. When we insert the word if as a chance or probability of failure. We're already determined, I'm not going to make it. I'm a young person, I'm not going to be able to make it live for God. I'm not going to be able to do it. Because we have inserted, amen, if as a probability of a failure. A failure. Amen. You'll never get the answer you need as long as you incorporate if as the probability of a failure. There are times, before I go any further, there are times in the Bible uses the word if, but it's not as a probability of a failure. But it will get us down the road. 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin, and will heal their land. There's a lot of arrogant apostolics in our churches nowadays. There's a lot of church, there's a lot of apostolic people that think more highly of themselves, and they're stuck. Hallelujah, they're stuck right there. But if they humble themselves, God will hear from heaven, and God will heal your land. God will heal their body. God will heal their circumstances. God will heal their situation. I'm telling you, church, hallelujah, we need to humble ourselves under the mighty hand of God. James chapter 4:14 and 15. Whereas ye know not what shall be on tomorrow. For what is your life? What is your life? It is even a vapor that appeareth for a little time and then vanish away. But that ye ought to say, this is what you ought to say, if the Lord's will. I've seen folks put God on a time frame. God, if you don't do this in a year, I'm going to be out of here. Matter of fact, there's a lady that comes to my office, and she tells me, she said, Pastor, I'm going to be married by the end of this year. And I'm looking at her. I said, hey, this cat not going to marry her. Where's your Amen, because you're not doing it right. Amen. It's like to put God in a box. Amen. You can't put God in a box. Amen. Amen. There's some apostolics, elders. Amen. They want God to think like we think. They want God to think like they think. Amen. They want God to have their ways, their ideas. But I'm telling you, it'll never work. Hallelujah. We cannot put God on our level. Amen. The creature cannot say to the Creator, amen, God, why have you made me thus? God knows what He's doing. From the rising of the sun to the going down of the same, God knows what He's doing. Amen. It's not that God needs to get on our page, but we need to get on His page. Amen. Can I get somebody to say amen? I said it's not, amen, that we need God to get on our page. Amen, but we need to get on His page. Amen, we need to get into His will. We need to get into His ways and His ideas. Hallelujah. I'm telling you, we need to remove that probability of ill out of our life. Hallelujah. If the Lord's will. But what I'm talking about tonight, if you think you're beaten, you are. If you say you can't, you won't. Live for God. You say, I just can't do it, you won't. Chances are, amen, you won't be here next year. Hallelujah, because what you're saying, you already got in your mind, God, you don't know what you're doing. Somebody needs to remove that probability of failure out. Don't let it consume your walk with God. Hallelujah. If you say it's too hard to receive the Holy Ghost, you won't. If you think you can't overcome, if you think you can't be an overcome, you won't. If you say, oh, I just don't think I can overcome this. I've been battling Just can't seem like every time you get up, somebody just knocked you down. And you come back into the house of God, dragging your head, dragging your feet. And hell, all of hell and all is empty. They're telling you why you're going to go back to church. Why you're going to go back in there. It's no use. The preacher's going to get up and he's going to preach the same old message. Hallelujah. And you're going to get a little tinge of victory. And then you're going to go out and we're going to be waiting for you on the outside of these doors. Why are you going to go? But I tell you what right now, hallelujah, our God is greater. Now you can take that to the bank and you can cash that in. Our God is greater. You know why he's greater? Because he created the devil. He created Satan. Hallelujah. Matter of fact, he kicked him out of heaven. Hallelujah. Our God is greater. Oh, there is nothing uncommon. What to struggle with is all common. It's all common. Clap your hands, everybody. Come on. Give the Lord a victorious. Let the stomach hang back. Come on, man. Come on, man. Remove that death out of your life. Come on, sir. Get rid of the ill. The possibility of a failure. I will not fall. I'm not going to be a failure. I'm not going to be a outcast. I'm not going to be a sinner. I'm not. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here. Hallelujah, hallelujah. If you like to win, how many like to be a winner? Who in here like to lose? Nobody like to lose. Who in here is just a good loser? You just a good loser. Oh man. Lord, help me. I am not a good loser, whether in the spirit or flesh. I am not a good loser. Amen. I did a lot of sports, and I didn't like to lose. I used to get mad at myself, mad at the coaches, and definitely when a guy missed a tackle. Oh my goodness! I lose and say, "Oh man, don't let him get a first down, man." Oh, when I was in high school. That was BC now. Let's get that straight. That's BC. BC before Christ. Before Christ. Oh, yes, playing basketball. The guy can't hold his man and we had to crunch. He just let the guy just score, talking about he's tired. I look over at the bench and say, Coach, don't you have somebody better? Because I'm telling you, I'm not going to be fist fighting the other team. I'm getting ready to knock his lights out so he can't get back on the court again. Hey, man, I don't like losing. I said I don't like losing. And you better believe I'm not going to start losing now. I said you better believe. I didn't like it in the winter, and I'm not going to like it now. Praise God. I'm telling you. Hey, come on. You're not a loser. I said you are not a loser. Praise God. You think you'll lose, you have already lost. I said, if you think you'll lose this race, if you think it's just too hard living for God, if you think you'll lose, you lost. If you don't believe, you won't receive. How many apostolics, Pentecostals come and go from the church and they don't believe it? They don't believe and they'll never receive it. But I've seen so many, elder, I've seen so many have come to the house of God and say, God, I believe. I believe in God. I believe you're going to heal my body. I believe that God, you're going to save my children. I believe God, you're going to bring the backsliders home. I believe God, you're going to bring my husband back. you're planning on getting anything from God. You got to remove if. You want that healing. You want that doctor. You want God to guide that surgeon's hand. God, I believe. I believe. Doctors always give you the worst. Oh, yes, they do. But only God. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. I remember I broke my ankle. Amen. I broke my ankle. I was worship leader in Junction City. You got to understand, y'all, Brother Westbrook, they don't make them like that nowadays. But he could care less. Elder, I'm up there singing with a broken ankle. Big old cast over. Got me singing altar call. But I tell you what, one night, somebody, while he was preaching, this got the x-ray to prove it. The bone was cracked, snapped. Oh my God. As he was preaching, I felt something just happening from my thigh all the way down to my leg. God, and I didn't know that at the time, God began to work on it and healed it. And then a couple of weeks, couple of days later, I had to go and get another checkup. Went in there, and the doctor was defunct. He was just confounded. I said, what happened? I said, God healed me. He said, he put the both x-rays up just like this right here. One here, one here. And he said, now this is what it was when you came in. That bone sticking up. He said, but this is it now. If you believe it, you will receive it. I said, if you believe it, you will. You will. I said, yes, you will. You will receive it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Before you can receive the promises of God, before you can receive God's promises, you must remove the probability of failure. You've got to remove it. It's going to take faith. It's going to take faith to remove all doubt, all unbelief. It takes faith to be a winner. I'm going to preach a little bit about that Friday night. It takes faith to be a winner, to be an overcomer. We can use the same word if we can. I read to you the Old Testament, they used it. But we can use that same word, not as a probability of failure, but as a key to your victory. As a key to your victory. Daniel chapter 3, 17 through 18. The Hebrew children, the 3 Hebrew children, man was getting ready to be tossed in the fiery furnace. And the king said, all you've got to do is just bow. That's all you've got to do is bow. And man, you won't be thrown in the fiery furnace. So, the 3 Hebrew children, that same word that brings doubt, that same word that brings unbelief, that same word that has caused so many people to fall, the 3 Hebrew boys, they used it and turned it around for their favor and for their good. They said in verse 17, if it be so. If. Devil, you want to use the word? You want to use the word as a probability of failure? worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
If God don't come through, if God don't heal me, I'm not going to use it like the devil
Want me to use it with unbelief and doubt. But I'm going to use that word if having faith in God. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether the storm winds are rising. The clouds are moving in. It seems like I'm getting ready to be washed out to sea. But my faith is in Him. My confidence is in Jesus Christ. My trust is in Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. I want to preach to somebody in this house right now. Amen. You may have been living for God a long time. Or maybe you have just started. But don't ever let the devil, amen, play Russian roulette with your soul. Don't ever let the devil play games with your mind. Hallelujah. When the devil say you're a failure, you say, oh no, devil, I'm not a failure. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm a winner. Oh no, devil. Hallelujah. I'm not a quitter, but I'm a winner. The devil will say the odds are stacked against you. Oh no, they're not. They're not stacked against me. There is nothing that's formed against me that's going to prosper. Nothing is not formed against that's going to prosper because Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is my God. Jesus Christ is my King. Hallelujah. I'm telling you, it's easy to live for God. I said it's easy to live for God. It's easy to live for God. Though a host encamp about me, yet will I not fear. Though the enemy come in like a flood, it's easy to live for God. The odds were stacked against those 3 Hebrew children, but they didn't care about the odds. If God did deliver, it was okay. They still would serve the Lord. If He did, I'm going to live for God. This is how the devil works. You want to use that word if with a period, and that's it. There's no hope for you. Don't let him put a period there, but put a comma there. Because the sentence is not over with yet. Your life is not over with yet. The battle is not over with yet. You haven't lost yet. Amen. And if he did, they still will serve. We're going to serve the Lord. Life victories don't always go to the strong or to the fastest. The victories of this life doesn't always go to the strong one, to the fastest. But the victory is given to the one that endured. Sooner or later, the person who wins is the one who knows they can. Not they can't. Sooner or later, if you stay in the church, listen to the man of God. Listen to the lady of God. Amen. Stay in the prayer room. Amen. I can understand this new generation. Amen. They think they can have all kind of victory without praying. I can understand this modern day church. Amen. That they can have healings and miracles and signs and wonders. But none of them want to take time to pray. Praise the Lord. Oh, hallelujah. Come on, somebody. Don't get off the train now. Don't get Amen. Sounds like we're going to a monk museum. Sounds like we're in a Catholic church. Praise God. Amen. Gotta walk by somebody and nothing. Hey, the lights are on. We're ready to start church. One of these days, I'm just gonna leave you right there.
Everybody be real quiet. Real quiet. Do the instruments. And then, what is that? I mean, they hit the loudest note.
You know, I think the rapture's taking place. Amen. Praise the Lord. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Oh, I don't know how I got on that. But it's still, prayer still works. No victory. If you, no victory. You want the victory, it's going to take prayer. I said it will take prayer. You want to be an overcomer, it will take prayer. I said it will take prayer. Amen. Amen. Sooner or later, the person who wins is the one who knows they can. Not if they can. Not if they can win. But the victory will go to the ones who will say, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Satan fight our faith by trying to destroy our confidence, because he knows not if we obtain faith like our elders, but when we obtain faith like our elders, we will see the miracles, the signs, and the wonders. Faith will overcome unbelief. Faith will overcome doubt and fear. This faith will overcome the word if as a probability of failure. The same word that the devil will use negatively, God can use positively. Is there anything too hard for the Lord? I'll close the musicians. Will you please come? You started out running this race. My life, living for God, I can honestly say it has not been easy. I could have, many times, could have used this word if negative. I could have used it over and over. I could have said, this bitterness. I wouldn't have had this bitterness if they wouldn't have did me this way. If I could have used what was done, how it was said, as a probability of failure. I promise you, brothers and sisters, if I were to use that word if as a probability of my failures, I would not be here today. There are so many that have used that word if as their crutch of failure. And they're not here today. They're not singing the songs of Zion. They're out there in the world, lost and undone. No, it wasn't easy. It was not easy. And I can promise you that it's not easy where you are. Because we have an enemy of our soul and of our mind that taunt our minds day in and day out. I say, you can't make it. You're down here. You can't endure. You can't live it. You can't receive the Holy Ghost. No faith, no victory. No confidence in God, no victory. Who are they that overcometh the world. Who are they? When in the trials of my life, I say, God, I want to be an overcomer. I want to be a winner. I don't want anyone to walk past as they walk by the cities, the children of Israel, and they just hung their head. They shook their head and said, man, what a failure. What a failure. I don't want anyone going by after 30-some years living for God and say, man, he was very talented. He had all the abilities. He had it. But I realized in my walk with God, church, I realized in my walk with God that it's going to take more than talent. It's going to take more than ability. It's going to take more than who you know. And I'm talking about here. I'm not talking about knowing God, but I'm talking about who you know here on this earth, human flesh. It's going to take more. I said late in the middle of the night, I said, God, if I'm going to win this race, I'm going to have to remove all doubt, all probabilities of failure. And I'm going to have to turn my ears and my focus to God. And I'm closing in this place. And if you wouldn't mind standing, if you would, if you can, that would be good. If you can, you understand. How many in this place tonight have God has been talking to? How many have been faced with that probability of I can't? How many have been faced with that probability, but God, I don't know whether you will? Oh, I've been looking for God. I keep saying it, but because when I went to Vandalia, Missouri, there were some that thought that I was a novice. Yes, I was a novice for us being a pastor. But elder, I'm not a novice in living for God. I'm not a novice in facing trials and storms and situations. Going to Vandalia, Missouri, and seeing all the hurt, seeing all the wrecked lives there. God said, I didn't understand why I went through what I went through. But God said, and this is when I knew it was the will of God for me to be in Vandalia. God said, I'll took you through all of that because there's a church that was hurting and they will need a man that will understand their hurt and understand their feelings, understand their pain. He said, I took you through that so you can know how to remove all unbelief, all that probability of failure. Never forget walking by a young man and say, hey, you can make it. Doesn't matter what you've done. Don't matter how many times you got tripped up. But if you got a willing heart to make it. I'm not saying just someone that want to be a hypocrite. Understand what I'm saying? But I'm talking about somebody that want to make it. Says you can make it. Looking at young ladies, looking at families that have been done wrong. I could identify with them. You say that you'll never be able to do anything for God. There are some that said, I'll never be able to do anything, elder. Never. People lives that I'm working with right at this moment. Someone, and then there was trash. But to God, there are treasure. To man, I was trash. Oh, yes, I was. But to God, he had a purpose. God has a purpose for you. God had a purpose for you tonight. Thank you for your attention. But I believe that there's somebody that want to pray. I know this is probably Bible study night. I know that. But I hope that the Holy Ghost has spoke to your heart tonight in this place. How many want to remove that word "if" out of your life in a negative way? Remove it. Remove it. Because when you keep the negative in, you know what? You're going to see everybody around you be blessed. You're going to see somebody else's family member come back. You're going to see somebody else's husband come back or wife come back. You're going to see somebody else that's been praying for a backslider come back. But you'll be sitting there and saying, I wonder why God is not doing it for me. It's because you're hanging on to if. You're hanging on to if. God bless you. You got the Holy Ghost.